All right, this is 5.7, a matrix. So basically, we're solving systems using matrices right now. Okay, so first things first, what is a matrix? A matrix. A matrix is basically a rectangular array of numbers. For example, you can have one that looks like this. Let's pick a blue. I want blue. And somebody's calling me right now. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That has 6 items in it. All right, but they don't have to be like that. They can be like they can be any shape or size you want. So like 1, negative 2.5, 2/3, 7.9, 4, and negative 8. All right, they don't have to be whole number integers or anything like that. They can be decimals, they can be fractions, they can be, honestly, they can even be expressions. All right, but we're not going to be dealing with that. So that's two different versions of a matrix. The dimensions of a matrix are basically, we define them as the row by column. COLUMN. And basically, just to reset, rows are the ones that go like this, columns are the ones that go like this. So this first one has 2 rows and 3 columns, therefore that's a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay. The next one has how many rows? How many rows does this one on the right have? 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 rows. How many columns does it have? 2, so it's a 3 by 2 matrix. Cool? So that's what they look like. That's how we define them. And then it can be as many as 40 billion times by 374,000. It doesn't really matter. All right. The elements of a matrix is a specific item in the matrix. A specific item in the matrix. So, for example, this guy right here is row 3, column 2 is negative 8. That specific item in there, and we can call them like that. We can say, hey, row 3, column 2, or row 2, column 1. Row 2, column 1 of that would be the 2/3. All right, but that's one way that we talk about them. Last but not least, and this is the one we really got to talk about, an augmented matrix is one built to represent a system of equations. All right. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So, for example, if we have, let's say, 2x minus 3y equals 7, and x plus 4y equals negative 9, that matrix, we would literally just take the coefficients. So 2, negative 3, 7, and then the second one would be 1, 4, negative 9. Okay? And I'll move that up so that everyone can see it better. All right, so, and this is the part that we're really dealing with today. All right, we're taking a system of equations, building a matrix, and then that we can plug into our calculator and actually solve. Cool? All right, your steps. All right, if you want steps, this is what they do. Basically, here's the deal. Build matrix. Put in calculator, not Pat. Put in calculator. Run our ref function. Now that is a specific function in your matrix, in the matrix calculator. I call it the pirate one, because you'll see ref, and right underneath it you'll see RREF. Stands for reduced row echelon function. Who really cares what that stands for? but it's the pirate one because it's R ref. It has an extra R in front of it. Okay? So don't use the ref, use the R ref. Cool? Don't be tripped up like that. I know, half of you are looking like, what? Yeah, I know. You already know it's crazy. Step 4, grab answers. I don't really see what the need for step 4 is because the answers are given to you. All right? All right. So that's what we're doing. We're taking a system, building a matrix, sticking our calculator to get the answers. All right? So really today is we got to learn how to build a matrix. And we also got to learn how to put it in a calculator. Those are really the 2 skills we got to go. So turn the page. Let's talk about first how to build the matrix. Okay? Basically what you got to do is you got to make sure everything is lined up. So like letter A, you notice how my X's are lined up, then comes my Y's, then came my answers. Everything is lined up. Now I could switch those and make them all Y's, then all X's, then all answers, but I have to be consistent either way. So long as you're consistent, you can make it work. Okay? So here we go. We're basically going to take the coefficients. That's a 1, a -1, and a 4. Then a 4, a 1, and a 1. Do not overthink this. It is as easy as it looks. Do the second one real quick.
So basically just take out the x and y and the equal sign.
Basically, exactly. Remove the x, the y, and the equal sign. So this would be 6, 3, 5, -2, 1, -4. Cool?
And then that's all.
And that's the matrix. We'll talk about how to put in the calculator in a minute. All right. Now, a few tips and tricks to look at, like letter C. Does anybody see a problem with letter C? Well, are my X's lined up and my Y's lined up? No. You got to get them all in order. So the first one is out of order, so I'm just going to switch them. I'll put the 3 first, then the 6, then the 18. Okay? Do I need to mess with the second one?
No, because you fixed it first.
No, because exactly. I put the first one in that order. The second one is already done. Okay? I mean, if the second one looked like this, like 4y equals x plus 24, I would have to move this x over to the other side, okay? So if it's on the wrong side, move it over. All right, but it's got to be in that order. The x's and the y's equals the answers. And that's literally what this means. This is the x's, then the y's equal the answers. All right, so do letter D real fast, if you haven't already. All right, which equation did you have to fix? The first one or the second one? Well, which one is out of order? The first one or the second one? The second one's out of order. Pardon me. So the 6, 3, 12 goes. And then I'll just move the 4 up front. So that's 4, 1, 14. Okay? Any questions about this at all? All right, there's one more caveat to building these that I want to mention. Well, we're not really going to be dealing with 3x3 the 3-level matrices very much. So I'm not too worried about building these ones, but it's the same process. Okay? But what I want to illustrate is this middle equation. Which variable is missing from that? The y. What do you think its coefficient is if we didn't write it? 0. So when you build this, you write your top one, you write your bottom one, but the middle one will be a 1 for the x, then a 0 for the y, then a 1 for z equals -1. So you gotta put that 0 in there as a placeholder, okay? If you miss the 0, it will come out wrong, I promise you. So if you're missing a letter, you gotta put a 0 in its place. Cool? All right, anything about this you want to talk about? Any questions? All right, turn the page. This kind of talks about how to do it in your calculator, so if you want like a written out version, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to go into our matrix function, and we're going to go into it 3 times. Once under the edit screen to put in the matrix, the second time under the math screen to grab the rref, the pirate function, and then a third time to grab whichever one we edited. Okay? So we'll edit one, grab the function, and then go grab the one we edited. And that's literally what we did here. This is where we edit it. Down here you'll see they grab the ref function right there, and then they built it. And it's just going to spit out our answer. Cool. So turn the page. Let's do this. Letter A. First things first. What would the matrix for letter A look like? Just start and go across.
2, -1, -4.
Good. Cool. All right, grab your calculator. Everybody grab a calculator. Remote desktop. And let's put it in. First things first, your matrix button is right here where it says matrix. So we have to hit second matrix, and then you get that screen that we saw on the previous page. We'll go into edit, then we'll go to math, and then we'll pick the one we edited. So like I'm going to go over to edit, and you can pick whichever one you want. I'm going to pick A just out of convenience. All right. And then the one I built has 2 rows and 3 columns. I can literally make it any size I want it, but I need a 2x3. And then we just put them in. Now, I can't see it, so anybody remember what numbers we had? Anybody still looking at their sheet that has them? Go to second, matrix, and go over to edit. Cool. And you get this. And you got to put in the numbers. And then, like I said, I can't see mine anymore. Okay, so here we go. 9, 3, -3. What? I just changed the size. 2x3. Told you you can make it whatever size. So 9, 3, -3. Then what? 2, -1, -4. And just keep hitting enter. Every time you hit enter, it'll just bump over one. And don't try and erase them. Just type over it. Like, say this is not a 9, this is supposed to be a 6. Well, just type 6 and hit enter, and it'll type over it. Okay, so don't try to erase them. Just type over them. It's fine. Actually, it's not going to let you erase them. People get frustrated. Like, I want to erase. No, just type over it. All right, so we got there. Quit. So second, quit to get out of there. And then go back in again. Second, matrix. We've already, not D. What did I hit? Second, matrix. We hit the edit, go to math, scroll down to your pirate function. The rref right here. All right, that's your pirate function. And hit enter. And then go back in one more time, second matrix. And whichever one you edited, that's the one you want. Like I edited A, I'm going to use A. If you edited D, well then put it in D. All right? And these right here are your answers. X is -1, Y is 2. So your answers are -1, 2. Cool. All right, I'll wait. Now, as far as writing these things down, what I need to see in your paper, I do not need to see this matrix right here in your paper. I do want to see what you put in your calculator, so that I do want you to write down. All right?
Matrix A, 2, 3, you just wrote stuff and
What do I do? Okay, so quit out of whatever you're at and go back into matrix. Scroll over to math and then down to the RF. Second quit, the way you back out of anything. Right here, this little quit button. That'll get you out of anything. Second matrix, go choose your function. I'm gonna do it one more time. Put your function in there. All right, we're gonna move along for the rest of the class. Let's do this. Let's do it one more time, because I don't think we need to do it 1,000 times to get this. All right. So your second one. All right. So what's your matrix gonna be for the second one? Oh, I gotta write it over here. So it was what? -1, 5. Is that what it was?
That was 2.
-1, 2. I forgot. Well, here, let's do this. -1, 2. All right. Let's go to this one. So what's your matrix going to look like this?
4, -4, and 20.
All right. What about the next row?
It's going to be 0, 1, and -5.
Good. Can somebody besides him tell us why this one is 0? Because there's no x there, exactly. All right, so 4, -4, 20. 0, and 1, -5. So go back over to your matrix. So and we'll do it again. Second matrix. And you can start a new one, or you can just type over your old one. So it was what? 4, -4, and 20. Then I think 0, was it -1, 5? Is that what it was? Or was it 5, -1, -5? No, it was 1, -5. Okay. What it is. All right, so quit. Go back in, and which function are we going to use? Which function are we going to use, ladies and gentlemen? RF. Good. Let's go down to RF. Hit enter. And then second matrix. Choose whichever one you did. So, oop. Come on. Delete. There we go. Second matrix. A. And your answer will always be this little column. So x is 0, y is -5. So your answer is 0, -5. Cool. And that's it. Any questions about this at all? Anything you want to talk about? All right. How about your homework?